Hey guys, it's Sam, and in this video we are going to be taking an in-depth look at the Xbox One controller. Now at a first glance it may look pretty much exactly the same as the Xbox 360 controller, but if you take a closer look at it, it's actually radically different than before. So the first thing I want to talk about is the joysticks, and that is that they are a whole lot more reactive than they were on the previous controller of the Xbox 360. I have my sensitivity on Call of Duty usually set to 11 when I was playing on the 360. Now when I've migrated over to the One and played Call of Duty Ghosts on there, I had to put my sensitivity all the way down to 4 because I was moving way too fast with these joysticks. Now, at this point, I'm not sure if that's a good thing that they're more reactive because I feel like they almost might be a bit too reactive, but of course, I'm sure we'll all adapt to the change. But I don't know, it's going to have time will have to tell if the more reaction is better or if they maybe should have been a little smidgen less accurate, because I feel like they are almost too over accurate, if that even makes sense. Now next I want to talk about the D-pad. If you did by chance pick up a day one edition yesterday, at the time of making this video, it was Friday, November 22nd, you would get a chrome line D-pad. Now the D-pad is different from the previous generation because when you click it, it actually sounds like it's clicking, and it's not laid on anything. It's actually kind of built into the controller, and it looks quite nice. I'm really liking that part. Now, as for the X, A, B, and Y, those feel the same to me. They might feel a little bit more accessible when I'm holding the controller. Microsoft claims that they're easier to press. I can't really confirm that yet because that could be just some marketing material, but I mean, overall they feel nice. I don't really have any complaints about this controller other than the joysticks being a little bit oversensitive. Now we have a really cool light up Xbox button on the top, and then a snap button, I think, which is the 2 windows, and then we kind of have an options button which looks like 3 lines going across. Now on the back of the controller, this is really the main change for me. Now on the top we have a lot wider top buttons, and then on the bottom we have these new things called impulse triggers. You can see they looked a lot more, well, not radically more curved, but they look fairly more curved than the previous Xbox 360 controller. And when you're using them, say you're playing a racing game like Forza, if you drive off the road on the left, that left impulse trigger is going to start vibrating saying, hey, you need to stay on the road, buddy. If you go off on the right, the same thing will happen. It'll say, hey, you need to get back on the road and get your head in the game. Now, that's also good for first-person shooters because you can feel when you're actually shooting a gun. It feels quite nice. I really like the impulse triggers. They're integrated very nicely into this controller, and that's really my favorite feature on this controller so far. Now on the back we have, yes, the battery pack is finally built into the Xbox One controller. If I had one grievance about the previous generation of controllers, it was that battery pack stuck out so far, and it was completely annoying. That is definitely a plus for Microsoft. Thank you so much for taking out that massive battery pack. Also next to the triggers, we do have an IR blaster that is used for using Kinect so that it can pick up your signal. And then on the bottom, we do have a high-speed transfer port, and that is also the area where you plug in your Xbox One headset. Now, the one grievance I do have about this, other than the joysticks, is if you see that little notch right there, the Xbox One headset locks into place, and it locks into place just fine. I love how it locks in. However, when you try to take it off, you must be a master of disassembling the headset from the Xbox One controller, because I have tried. It's taken me over 2 minutes just to remove the headset from the controller when I was done playing in order to take some pictures of the controller to show you guys. So that's a bit annoying. I feel like that notch is great because your console and headset isn't going to fall out. However, it's very difficult to take off. You have to find just the right position. So that's really the only grievance beside the joysticks that I have about this controller. But overall, very impressed. I really like this over the previous generation. I unfortunately haven't had time to test out the PS4 controller, so I can't let you guys know how it compares to that. But overall, yes, I really like the new implementation of the controller. The joysticks are a lot more grippy than they were before. Really like the way those feel, and everything else just feels a lot more solid overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick comparison of the Xbox One controller to the previous generation. I hope you did learn something, and I will catch you guys in the next video.